moment and introduce yourself. Okay. Thank you for coming. Can we welcome our first guest? Get that out of the way. Let them know what you're doing, too.
Sure. Well, good morning. My name is Joshua Cutting. I'm from Ohio originally, but I've kind of been all over the place. I did graduate work in Florida, did my DMA at the University of Nebraska, and now I'm back in Ohio, and now I'm here with all of you. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I'd like to do the Holst Second Suite first movement.
Yes, nice job. And I do want to give you opportunity to get farther into it, but I want to make sure that we use our time well also.
Sure.
Okay? So I have a question for you that is with no judgment. Know that. I don't expect an answer that is one or the other. How do you feel about the tempo?
It's a little slow. I was wanting it to go a little bit faster myself.
Okay. That was my suspicion, and this is why. I think something that is difficult in the moment to navigate is that, in general, the better the musician, the more they play behind you, okay? Because they are, even if it's subconscious, they're fully aware that that reaction time to what they see is different than what they are listening and working to unite as a group, right?
Yeah.
So what I would say is, in general, you have to be willing to be slightly ahead of time that you hear in order to bring them along, okay? If it's a waiting game of who leads, I'm trying to hang with your tempo and then they're trying to hang with you, it gets slower, right?
Yeah.
So pick something in the first segment, can be the beginning again, or if you have a certain rehearsal mark you want. And I'd like you to be more aware of leading, which will actually put the ictus maybe even more like a flam situation, right? Like just a hair ahead of what you want to hear. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
How about pick up into G? 2 + 1? Okay. 1, 2.
of caught them by surprise now, right? And if that's where you want it to be, good. The one thing I would say is our job as conductors is to always be predictable. Okay, and so when you do those preps, I would suggest a little more dry initially, so that the live gesture gets them going. So like, dead, live, dim, ba-dum, right? And it just gives a little more time for the ensemble to subdivide what they're seeing. That's their job, right? To feel it and jump in as soon as you are ready to move. Make sense?
Yeah.
Great. Let's go again.
Same spot?
Yeah, sure.
Same spot. Okay.
That was a mixed signal.
I
I'm
didn't.
sorry.
Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted me to stop.
Yeah, that was different. Did
Yes.
Did
Yes.
it feel different?
100%.
Good. Did it feel different for you? Yes. It's that fine line of perception and communication, right?
Yes.
Good. So now I'm going to push you a step farther.
Okay.
And how about if we start in the same place, knowing that you'll go into Cloudy Banks?
Okay.
Okay. And as I was saying, the aspect of being predictable is really important as a conductor. So when you are asking for moments to be different, whether it is cueing a moment or you're investing in a style change or what have you, can you do so a beat at least ahead? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Prepare for what you are asking to change so the perception time can perceive it, can catch it. Yeah? Okay, good. Same place, still mindful of leading and tempo. To really own, right? So let's think of it this way. If we begin at the Cloudy Banks section, for example, we have two different layers going on initially, right? We have the yum ba di da and we have the bi di. So one thing that I think is important as a conductor is that we learn to be able to communicate with one voice or one layer specifically without having to verbally say it, right? So wherever you are in any given moment of the score, it's clear where your focus is, okay? And this relates to being predictable and knowing what's next kind of thing. So what I would say to help evolve this concept is at H, but there are places all over like it, right?
Yes, right.
At H, how would you engage? This is rhetorical at the moment. How would you engage with that theme? What is that going to look like so they know that's where you're engaging? And how would you engage with the accompaniment so they know that's where your focus is? Does that make sense? And beating time engages in theory with no one. Right? So how do we have that distinction of versus Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then being able to flip the switch, depending upon who you are speaking to. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so how about if we say right on Cloudy Banks and try to explore which line you're engaging with.
Yes.
You okay?
Yeah.
All right, great.
Letter H.
idea, okay? Now, could you tell that initially Joshua was engaging with yeah? And then I saw you flip that at some point to batim, patia, and I saw you flip that to the big full ending segment of that section. Right, okay? So I'm going to push you a step farther, okay?
Okay.
I'm generalizing now.
Okay.
Okay? Sometimes, this was a huge lesson for me, sometimes doing nothing has greater impact because when you do something, it flies off the canvas, right? So I would also say, as you're engaging in one or the other, have moments where you become a little bit of a blank canvas so that what we are going after pops. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And how about, yes, I would be happy to. I just, I don't want to take your time. Okay, so here's what I mean. I tell you what, I'm going to try to talk, as much as I can, I'll talk you through what I'm doing, okay? Cloudy Banks, please. What is that? H. I'm on this, right? I'm going to go into this. A little more fullness to that. I'm asking them for more. And, oh, sorry, wrong spot in my head. Now, I'm predicting. We're a little late. Do you hear it? We're a little late. Now, predicting. Come on. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And so just trying to talk, and it might look totally different the next time I do it. Because what we're doing in the moment is engaging with what we hear and where our attention is needed, yeah?
Yes.
In addition to trying to put our vision out there that they can engage with, yeah?
Yes.
Great, let's go again. Josh, good job.
Okay. Cloudy Banks? Or,
Yeah, how about Cloudy Banks?
okay, letter H.
Keep going. I would just say a little more gentle, right? You feel the tension? Gentle, gentle. Good, good, good. And then. And good, easy, easy. And nothing here can be a nothing moment, right? Because you really want them to pull back, right? Now open up. Let it go. Open up. Open up. Let's see. I'm stopping you just a moment so you can hear me clearly, okay?
yes.
So as if it's the DC, let's go back and try to apply some of those concepts now to the opening as well. Where is your attention, right? Can you help predict what comes next? And can you have moments that are so silent that when you change, it's obvious? Make sense?
Yes.
Great. Here's the top for
All right.
just a bit.
Da capo.
May I swap with you one more time?
Yes,
Just to
please.
put a few things out there. So there are moments where I see you going after, for example, pim pari um pum pum, yeah? This is a really big concept to hit in a minute, but it'll come up again throughout the day. If you can engage the breath and the torso more, especially in moments that are full, there is such it's unconscious, but a vulnerability and a power that goes with that. The more you share your heart, your breath, your torso, the more that comes back to you, okay? So here's the beginning, if you would, please. You did a nice job of just kind of having the nothingness. It's just a matter of still having a clear tact if they need it, right? There's a little bit of that going on. Here's the top. I think what's hard about conducting is that you're laying your heart on the line, right? And what you're saying to an ensemble is, here's what I believe, right? This is my take on it. This is how I believe and own the piece. And then you have to convince them to come with. And that means, just like a performing musician, you have to exaggerate your idea in order for the listener to get it, right? As a conductor, exaggerate your idea in order for the response to come at you. Okay?
Yes.
All right. Do we have to? Okay. I was hoping I could put you up one more time.
Oh, that's
Joshua,
okay.
but
Thank
you so much. Thank you.